Did you know that we have two types of verbs in English? They are action verbs, or dynamic verbs, and state verbs, also called stative verbs, or state of being verbs. There are even some verbs that can be both action verbs and state verbs, depending on the use and context. We've got some special grammar rules about state verbs, and today you'll learn all about them. I've made the lesson guide available for you to download for free. Just click on the link under this video and enter your email address to receive that free PDF download. Let's start with action verbs. Action verbs are verbs that describe actions. We can use them in the simple or continuous verb tenses. Here are a few examples of action verbs. Walk. Every day I walk home from class. I'm walking to the store right now. Read. I read mostly historical fiction. I've been reading a novel that takes place during colonial times. Help. My sister helps me with my homework. My father is helping me learn how to drive. Watch. Bob watches 4 hours of TV every night. Last night he got angry with me because I changed the channel while he was watching his favorite show. So those are all action verbs. State verbs describe a status or quality of something, not an action. Verbs of perception, opinion, the senses, emotion, possession, and state of being are often stative verbs. We do not use state verbs in continuous verb tenses like present continuous, past continuous, present perfect continuous, or future continuous forms. Let's look at some examples. State verbs of opinion or perception include know, believe, understand, recognize, prefer, agree and disagree, approve and disapprove, suppose and suspect. For example, we say, I've known my best friend since childhood. Don't say I've been knowing. Don't use the continuous tense because it's a state verb. We agree with you. He doesn't understand the article, not he's not understanding the article. State verbs of possession include have, own, belong, possess, include, and owe. So we say, I have a bicycle, and never I'm having a bicycle. This book belongs to the teacher, not is belonging. Our tour included a visit to the Modern Art Museum, never was including. State verbs of the senses: hear, smell, see, feel, appear, seem, and resemble. For example, I hear some music playing, simple present. This perfume smells like roses, also simple present. We don't say is smelling like roses. He seemed upset last night, simple past. Don't use the past continuous. He was seeming upset. State verbs of emotion: love, hate, like, want, need, desire, and wish. For example, I love ice cream. She has always hated jazz, not has always been hating. Can't use it in the continuous verb tense. They need some help. State verbs of states or qualities are words like weigh, contain, consist, measure, cost, exist, depend, deserve, involve, and matter. For example, this piece of meat weighs 2 pounds. The box contained a pair of earrings, not was containing. Success depends on how much effort you make. This class will involve lots of research, not will be involving. So, you learned that state verbs cannot be in continuous tenses when they are the main verb, but they can be continuous when used as gerunds, in prepositional phrases, or after certain verbs that require the ing form. So, main verb, I have a bicycle. We can't say I'm having, we say I have a bicycle, because have is the main verb. But if we use it as the subject of the sentence, then we would use the gerund, the ing form. Having a bicycle saves me a lot of money. Main verb, the box contained a pair of earrings. Contained is the main verb in that sentence, and it cannot be continuous. But if it's in a prepositional phrase, then we do use the ing form. The box containing a pair of earrings was stolen. In that sentence, the main verb is was, and containing a pair of earrings is a prepositional phrase describing the word box. One more example. The main verb, He felt unprepared for the presentation. Felt is the main verb and it's in the simple past. But some verbs require the ing form of the next verb after it. So we would say, I enjoy feeling well prepared for every presentation. After enjoy, we have to use the ing form. As I mentioned at the beginning, some verbs can function as both action verbs and state verbs. Here are some examples. The verb be. If I say, he is immature, that's a state verb, and I'm saying he is always immature. But I could also use it as an action verb. I could say, he is being immature. That means he is temporarily acting immature. Have is a state verb when it comes to possession. I have a car. He has a dog. But in certain expressions with have, it can be an action verb. I'm having breakfast, meaning eating breakfast. He's having fun, meaning experiencing fun. See is a state verb when talking about perception with your eyes or understanding. I see some birds, or I see what you mean. But it's an action verb when talking about meeting someone or having a relationship with someone. For example, I'll be seeing the doctor tomorrow. They've been seeing each other for a month. That means they've been dating romantically for a month. Look is a state verb when talking about something's appearance. So we say that cake looks delicious, not is looking delicious. But it's an action verb when talking about directing your eyes to something or in certain phrasal verbs. He's looking at the computer screen. She's looking for, meaning seeking, a job. They're looking after, meaning taking care of, my dog for the weekend. Smell and taste are state verbs when talking about the quality possessed by something. For example, the bar smells of smoke. This meat tastes like chicken. So that's a quality of the bar. That's a quality of the meat. And they're action verbs when a person uses their nose or mouth to test something. He's smelling the cookies. She's tasting the soup to see if it needs more salt. Think and feel are state verbs when talking about your opinion. For example, I think that's a great idea. I feel that this is not the best use of our time. And they are action verbs when actively using your mind or experiencing emotions or health issues. For example, we're thinking about moving to another city. That's not an opinion, that is something I am actively using my brain to do. I've been feeling unusually tired lately. And weigh and measure are state verbs when talking about the quality possessed by something. The suitcase weighs 20 pounds. The surfboard measures 2 meters by 55 centimeters. And they're action verbs when a person performs the action of weighing or measuring something. The butcher is weighing the meat on the scale. The architects were measuring the distance between the pillars. I hope that helps you understand the difference between action verbs and state verbs, as well as how we use them in English. Make sure to download the PDF of this lesson because it has all the example sentences I showed you, as well as a chart listing a number of common action and state verbs. If you want to understand and really master English grammar so you can use it successfully without thinking too much about all these rules, come join my Advanced English Grammar course. What's great about this course is that not only will you learn grammar, but I'll also help you put it into practice and use it yourself. You can join Advanced English Grammar at my website, espressoenglish.net. I'll see you there.